and welcome, Soden Bowl Nation. Boys, girls, trannies, everyone else alike. It is your boy, the Alpha Hill 7. And boy, do we have a great game for you tonight. This is Soden Bowl Network, Monday Night Football. And join with me today, Soden himself. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Alpha? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. It's pretty cool here in the Springs. Good night for some football. Two good teams coming in tonight.
It is. And we have a special guest with us today. He's going to be our sideline reporter for the game. He's going to give us all the tidbits of what's going on in the locker room and tell us what coaches are cussing out their players. Al Ferreira, thanks for joining today, brother.
Not a problem, fellas. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited for this one. I seen it on the schedule, and I said this is one we got to do, and here we are.
I think that a lot of us have saw this coming, right? We saw this game coming on the schedule, especially since Jay Wood, who is a new user of the Eagles, has swept the Cowboys, and you got Crowd Pleaser taking over Bears' team. Both of these guys, man, are on a roll, so this is going to be a fantastic game. What do you think heading into this game is going to be the keys for both teams, Soden?
Defense. I think that second-rated defense in Chicago is going to make some noise. But let's not forget about the Philadelphia Eagles' 8th-ranked defense. Just 4 points per game separate these two defenses in points allowed.
Yeah, so, one of the things we want to talk about, we got about 7 minutes to the game. I want to talk, we got a couple playmakers on both sides. First player I want to talk about is Jay Ajayi, playmaker for the Eagles. One thing that Jay Wood was, when we showed him the graphic with Khalil Mack on the front, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? Where's Jay Ajayi? This guy's been on a roll. Soon as he said that, I had to go look at his stats. This dude is like top 5 in the league in rushing. He's got over 1,100 yards rushing, 5.4 yards a carry, and 12 touchdowns. Tell me more about this guy.
Yeah, and you look at him in the passing game too. Ajayi has 19 receptions for 289 yards and another touchdown. He's averaging 15.2 yards per reception.
Yeah, so this for the Eagles to win this game, he's going to have to make plays and he's going to have to do well. Holding on to the ball. On the other side of the ball, we have, who else? The cover boy, right? Khalil Mack. Tell me a little bit about Khalil Mack.
Oh, Khalil MVP Mack. He has 57 tackles and a gaudy 35 sacks. He has almost as many sacks as he has tackles. Mind you, he's also forced 2 fumbles. This guy is all over the place on defense.
How many owners has Khalil Mack ran off in the SBSL? That's what I want to know. That's got to be the question that we have to answer.
Yeah, that's going to be a great stat for me to look up here and put it on Soden's top 10 next week. But yeah, he's at least ran off a couple, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we have a little special tidbit for you guys. Al Ferreira, a sideline reporter, has talked to both coaches pre-game. Al, tell me a little of what we can expect from both teams going into this game. And tell us what you've asked both of these coaches.
Not a problem. I spoke with the Eagles coach, starting with him earlier today. He's new to the league. He's, as you mentioned, he played the Cowboys twice, which is a good user. And I simply asked him, I said, what are the 3 keys to victory tonight? And he told me the first key is definitely containing Khalil Mack, which I don't know if it's possible, but as he said, he's surpassing every NFL record right now. So do you focus on him or do you just let him do his own thing? The second key he brought up was vamping up their passing offense. Get the passing going, get the ball out, get it to the receivers. Don't give Mack a chance to get to the quarterback. So they've been surviving off the run game the last couple weeks. That's something that they need to focus on. And the last thing that the Eagles owner had mentioned is that they definitely do not want to give up any big plays. If they could prevent the big plays, then they should have the game in his mind.
That's interesting. You brought up big plays, or actually he brought up big plays. Looking at that Bears team on offense, Looks like Taylor Gabriel and Allen Robinson II. I mean, both these guys are poised to have 1,000-yard receiving seasons. To me, which one of those guys are you going to try to box out if you could pick one?
I mean, it's tough. You got two guys on both sides that can burn you either way. So the secondary for the Eagles has got to play close attention.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I agree with this. One thing that I want to point out, I'm sure that Taco King, the Seattle owner, is going to be watching this game very carefully, especially being tied at the top of the NFC. Both teams, Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks, being 10-3. But the Eagles, man, they want to get this second seed. This is going to be crazy because both teams, I would say that whatever team wins this game is going to get the bye. How important is the bye for these teams, Soden?
Oh, in Soden Bowl, the bye is huge. One, if you have any injuries, you have a chance to get them back. But two, it's one less game you have to play to advance to the Super Bowl. To me, that bye is absolutely huge. And you really hit the nail on the head. Taco really has to be sizing up these two teams here for the playoffs.
Yeah. So, I mean, both teams are going to be, putting on their best. They both know that this is, a primetime game. They both know what's on, what's on the line. Both are great users. You can't really get any better than this. Give me some final thoughts as I let the guys know that we're going to be ready to go down on the field here.
So my final thought is rookie head coaches in primetime football are 1-0 this year in Soden Bowl. So watch for Jay Wood to have a big game.
What about you, Al? Amazing insight. I definitely follow that.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And for you guys, we can't hear him. He's probably on mute. But no, honestly, that is great insight. We look forward to both of these guys. I think that the Eagles are going to be coming out in their 1980s retro unis. I love these. This reminds me of like Randall Cunningham, Reggie White, Eric Allen. Man, just a beastly Philadelphia team. So I think maybe the Bears are going to come out in theirs. It looks like, hopefully that we can have a little bit of 19, because back in the 80s, these two teams were very big rivals.
Yeah, they sure were. That Bears defense, that 85 Bears defense, was probably the best defense to have ever walked on the NFL field. And then that Eagles offense and defense was no slouch either with Reggie White.
Yeah, so, and the nice thing about that, though, is that the Eagles weren't far behind them. I mean, if you look at their defense, man, their secondary was just like, in my opinion, was like the modern-day Seattle Seahawks Legion of Boom. They just had some great secondary. So we are going down on the field. Any last thoughts before we turn it to the field? I know I last thoughts before, but I promise, guys, this is our last thoughts before we go to the field.
Pressure. Have to protect the quarterback. The team that protects the quarterback the best in this game will win the football game.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think what happens here is whoever has the best protection during this game is going to win. It's easy to say that each game, but man, 35 sacks, I would be IDing the mic every single time on Mac. I'd be putting my running back on his side. I would do everything I could to make sure that he is not going to take it out of me. So we are headed to the field. Guys, I just want to remind you that you have Soden and myself here on the call today, as you can see by our little overlay there. I'm going to be doing the play-by-play. Soden's going to be doing the color commentary for us today. And then you have Big Al, who's going to be doing the sideline reporting today. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. And we just kicked off. We are going to start. What do you think that they need to do this first drive to establish themselves as a dominant force here?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we have a little bit of wind in this game, so that may play a factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Carson Wentz coming out. They're going to start at the 25-yard line, single back formation. It's going to be a stretch to the right or left side. He does spin one defender, but cannot get anything on the carry there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
Great pursuit by that Bears defense on the outside. They read that play.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. It looks like the Bears are ready for this rushing attack. So we'll see if they can kind of contain themselves in that. So with that said, 2nd and 11, and they are coming out in trips formation here. Looks like pistol formation.
Audibling at the line.
Yeah. Plenty of time for Wentz. Nice little drag route. Gets about 7 yards on the gain there. Nice little pickup for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, and that was a great adjustment. Looked like they called for the dragging wide receiver underneath to take advantage of that coverage. Great job checking down, finding the open receiver, and avoiding that pass rush.
Yeah, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 situation. Definitely what the Eagles want to start out with. 3rd and shorts. They want to make sure that they go into 3rd down, not having to pass every single time. So great position for the Eagles as they line up. Carson Wentz shotgun formation here.
Yeah, watch that safety in the box.
Looks like Amos. He's going to blitz. Carson Wentz rolls a little bit to the right, gets it to his receiver for the 1st down, and the Eagles are in business.
That was a great throw, Alpha. He threw that around that defender right on the money for the 1st down.
Yeah, and it looked like he sensed that pressure coming in as he kind of ran to the right a little bit. Got just enough for his guard to pick that blitz up. Great play by the Philadelphia Eagles. Looks like he's going to put a man in motion here. Nobody moves, though. Play action fake. I was going to say run up the middle. Great play there. He's going long to his receiver. Oh,
and he dropped it.
Oh,
he had it. That was a nice play by Alshon Jeffrey right up until the point where he had to put 2 hands on the football, Alpha.
And it looked like the coverage is a little broken on there. I don't know what the corner was doing, but it looked like he kind of went to the right a little bit, leaving the wide receiver open. And maybe the wide receiver wasn't really expecting for that to be that open.
Yeah, there was a little contact on that play, but I'm glad they didn't call a penalty.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and down situation. We got a bunch formation here. Looks like an end around to the receiver. He's got open field. If they can make the block, the receiver does not make the block. He is brought down only for a 2-yard carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 8, Soden.
Yeah, that was a great open field tackle on a big wide receiver. Good job by Chicago.
And guys, if you're just tuning in, you've got me, Brian Mumford, and Sean Soden on the call tonight. I'm going to be doing your play-by-play while Sean Soden does the color commentary. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We really do appreciate it. So do give us a like and a follow here. 3rd and 8, he does run the ball. He jukes, and it's probably enough to pick up the 1st down. It's not. It's going to be 4th and inches.
Oh, horrible spot on that one. I really thought he had that 1st down. What a move by Wentz.
Yeah, that's got to be tough. He did the juke, and it looked like he had enough for the 1st down. If I'm the Eagles, I may try to pause that and see if Madden will allow me to challenge that, but he is going to punt that, putting all of his confidence into his defense here.
Oh, great move on the outside there by Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, so it's going to bring him up to the 22-yard line. Chicago offense takes the field, and Soden, what does Chicago's offense have to do to neutralize this stingy Eagles defense?
They need to, I really think they need to look for the running back out of the backfield here, establish a running game with Howard, and then work Cohen out of the backfield.
Looks like they're going to pass on 1st down on the drag route. Gabriel, for enough for the 1st down, gets all the way up to the 37-yard line. Looks like both teams are playing it safe and going underneath so far.
Yeah, that was a great play call there. He took advantage of an aggressive defense, stood in the pocket, delivered a great throw, great play, and great execution.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Looks like they're going to go to an I formation twins here. Trubisky, plenty of time, throws it up to his wide receiver, gets it to, I think that's out. Is that Robinson?
That was a brilliant catch on the outside there. He boxed out that corner. That looks like it's Gabriel, actually. It's a brilliant play by Gabriel.
Yeah, he had all the confidence in the world for Gabriel to go up and get the ball, and that's exactly what he did. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10, and now they're on the Eagles' 27-yard line, and they are in business.
Oh, great defense there by the Eagles. Good interior penetration. They snuffed that run out and stopped it for a loss.
Yeah, that's a 2-yard loss to be exact. The Eagles were ready on that, and Eagles have a fantastic defensive line, especially with Fletcher Cox there in the middle. If they're going to get this outside run going, in my opinion, you're going to have to get Cohen to the outside. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 12. Looks like they're going to run the screen play to Cohen. Cohen gets to the outside, jumps over one defender, but not able to get really anything on the carry there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation.
I like the play call against an aggressive defense, but that Eagles defense just was not fooled on that play. Great concentration by that Eagles defense.
Absolutely. So this is going to bring up a 3rd and long situation here at the 28-yard line. Trubisky has the pressure. Cohen jukes, gets the 1st down all the way down to the 14-yard line, trusting his playmaker on a one-and-one situation.
Yeah, and you called that. Tariq Cohen on the outside is an absolute mismatch. But Trubisky takes a hit on that one, but delivers an accurate throw for a nice 1st down.
So Philadelphia unable to get the Bears off the field. Looks like they're going to bring a 3 tight end set here as the Eagles pinch their line. Howard up the middle. Only gets about a yard on the carry there. That's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that's a hard-earned 1 yard against that defense.
Absolutely. So one thing I like about this Bears team, and I like to watch Crowd Pleaser, he loves to run the ball. I like the fact that he tries to utilize Cohen out in space and tries to punish up the middle with Howard. So as they come out in the shotgun formation, both running backs are on the field here. 2nd and 9. Plenty of time. Goes over to the post route, but it's broken up. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
Oh, he got leveled on that one, Alpha. He absolutely got destroyed.
And it looks like that he may have thrown that behind the receiver there. If he would have let him a little bit more, he probably would have been able to catch that. So that does bring up a 3rd and 9 situation. They're going to spread the ball here. It's going to be a draw up the middle. Cohen, and he goes nowhere.
That's a nice, safe call. Take your points. This is a good defensive battle. Just 2 good defenses. Take your 3 points and take the lead.
So as long as they can make this, they're gonna go up 3-0. I want to bring on our sideline reporter, Al. Al, what are you hearing down on the sideline?
All good things so far. I spoke with Crowd Pleaser Chicago there just a moment ago before he got this drive going, and he's sticking to his plan, which is to limit the turnovers, keep the ball moving, and stop Ajayi.
Great insight, Al. So that brings up a 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. The Eagles are going to come out and try to match, at least match some points, some sort of points here. Chicago was able to drive down the field with ease, relatively ease. So let's see if the Eagles can answer here.
Yeah, the Eagles are shifting around a lot here on offense. They're looking for a hole in this Bears defense. I don't know if they're going to find one.
Well, it looks like the Bears are showing the blitz. They do run up the middle there with an inside zone. Ajayi only 2 yards on the carry there, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. And oddly enough, 2 carries for 1 yard for Ajayi thus far.
Yeah, Brian, I really think you need to give the Eagles a little bit of advice here because the Bears seem to have followed your advice, and it was pretty successful for them last drive.
Yeah, so let's see if they do. They're going to come out in a trips formation shotgun. Looks like the Bears going to show blitz. They're only going to blitz one guy, but look, Wentz has to roll out, has to throw it. I thought he threw away for a second, but throws it to Golden Tate. Gets about 2 yards on the play, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, at least he made something out of nothing on that one because I'm with you. I really thought he was going to toss that ball away out of bounds, but he was able to find Golden Tate for a little gain.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 situation. You are watching the game of the week on the Soden Bowl Network. And again, if you're joining us for the first time, guys, I want to thank you. You've got me, Brian Mumford, the Out the Hill 7 on the play-by-play, and my boy Sean Soden on color. We want to thank you for joining us, and we are going to go right back into the game. 3rd and 7, it looks like they're going to bunch formation here. Wentz makes an adjustment. Plenty of time, runs it up the middle again. This time he does get the first down and more, all the way up to the 43-yard line.
Brian, he looks like Randall Cunningham back there with those retro Eagle uniforms and then scrambling for 10 yards.
That was absolutely insane. I thought that he had a couple guys that may look like they were open. I thought he was going to get crushed by that middle linebacker, but he was able to evade him. So nice run by Carson Wentz on extending the drive for the Eagles. 1st and 10, nice run there. Jay Ajayi gets the first down, and most importantly, they have crossed midfield.
Yeah, and if you notice on the outside, the Eagles are doing a fantastic job of pushing Khalil Mack to the outside. On that one, they kind of contained him a little bit, but that run by Carson Wentz 2 plays ago, they just keep pushing Khalil Mack outside and letting him over-pursue.
Absolutely, and he has been a non-factor thus far, so good point there. The 2 key players, Mack has not done anything. It looked like nice play there by the Bears defense. They do push the line back a little bit and do cause it a disruption for this run game. And that is going to bring up a 2nd and 9 at the Bears' 44-yard line.
Yeah, so the rookie left tackle, Andre Dillard, he's the one who's tasked right now with blocking Khalil Mack.
And he has done a decent job thus far. 2nd and 9, gets it to, and he almost throws it right to Amos. What was that?
Oh, and that is why Amos does not play on the offense, Brian.
And his wide receiver was actually open. It looked like he was trying to lead him, but unfortunately sailed the ball over his head. And fortunate enough for the Eagles, it was not intercepted. So it's going to extend the drive. 3rd and 9, and it looks like they're coming out in 4 wide receiver set here. Wentz does not run the ball. It looked like they did have. Oh no, look at Ertz. He is running, breaks 2 tackles, gets all the way to the 18-yard line.
Oh, you're in good hands with Ertz, especially on that play. He just ran that guy over like a freight train.
Zach Ertz, the ageless wonder. One thing that I noticed I was trying to say before I stumbled over my own words, Carson Wentz looked like he was going to step up in the pocket for a second, but it looked like the Bears had a spy. So that could be something to watch for. The Bears could be starting to spy Carson Wentz.
Yeah, watch for the blitz here, Brian.
And they do bring the blitz, but he gets it off to number 88. There is no gain on that, though. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like it was the correct read, but again, that Bears defense is really good at tackling, and they just did a good job of containing him.
And you got to give them credit. They disguised that blitz very well. It looked like they were going to come all out in the middle there, but they did kind of pull back at some of the defenders, so it probably did throw Carson off a little bit. So 2nd and 10. Throws it! Intercepted to the flat to his running back, Prince Akamara. And it looks like
the Fresh Prince is going to take it to the house.
Prince of Chicago in for a touchdown. Chicago Bears could put the score to 10-0.
Defense.
What a play by the Bears defense. And Carson Wentz relied on the flat one too many times, and the Bears were ready for that.
Yeah, and it's quickly a 10-0 Chicago lead right now.
Not what you want to see if you are the Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz has got to be able to bounce back from that very poor read as the defender was guarding the running back the entire time, but it looked like maybe he had planned on going to him the entire time. It looks like the kick return, he had a nice open field. He drops a ball, and the Bears pick it up, and that's going to give them a first down on the 42-yard line. Chicago Bears in position yet again, but they are going to review it in the booth, and it is upheld, and the Bears still have the ball.
Yes, and this is what happens to a young football team. They get behind. Everybody tries to just do a little bit more than they're used to, and he ends up leaving the football in the field.
So I want to bring in our sideline reporter again, Al Ferreira. Al, please tell me, have you talked to what's the I know you're down on the Eagles sideline right now. What is the attitude? I mean, how are they looking right now after that pick
Oh,
six?
it's kind of loud down here. It's kind of hard to hear Jay Wood. It sounded like he said, "Good luck to yourself." I'm not sure, but that's what he might have said when I asked for an interview. So I'll try to get with him later.
Oh, yeah,
Back to you.
He's probably not too happy about that last pick six. The Bears, nice wide receiver screen call there. They do get a first down, and they are now on the move. They are at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Taylor Gabriel is having himself quite a game so far.
So it's going to bring up 1st and 10. I formation, the Bears come out. They're going to run the ball here. Jordan Howard, nowhere to go, and who else but Fletcher Cox with the stop on that one.
Yeah, 3 carries, 1 yard for Howard. He's going to have to pick it up, especially here in the red zone.
With this ferocious inside, interior defensive line of the Eagles, they may want to start thinking about some toss plays to Cohen or even Howard himself because he's got some agility to bounce that out. So 2nd and 8, they're going to come in here with a 2 tight end set. They're going to pass. Trubisky gets sacked, runs right into the edge rusher, and he goes down. That is Sweat with the sack.
Yeah, that was quite a hit on Trubisky. Yeah, he needs a little assistance there picking out some of the turf out of his helmet.
He may have thought that was a Keith Sweat concert for all you old guys that going back to the 80s there, but that was not Keith Sweat. That was Josh Sweat. 3rd and 14 for the Bears. They make an adjustment at the line. Trubisky throws it up to his wide receiver. Oh, no, and it looked like they could have called an interference on that play.
Yeah, that, a lot like that other pass earlier. There was some contact. Looks like the refs are going to let him play.
What a play there. Nice defensive, he was all over the receiver on that one. Again, he could have gotten a hold. He probably got away with a holding call there, but nice play nonetheless. The Eagles are very fortunate to come out of that drive with just allowing a field goal. So now they're going to be down 13-0. They're going to have to dig themselves out of the hole there. And what do they need to do, Soden, to come back from this? They are not looking good thus far.
So the Eagles need to get back to what they were doing on the first drive, Brian. I really think they just need to get back to what's got them here in the first place. Don't worry about the score and just play Eagle football.
And here we go. 1st and 10. Eagles have the ball at their own 22-yard line. Nice run up the middle. Nice blocking. Wow, Jay Jai for a first down. And the Eagles are not going away from the run. I like it. They are not panicking thus far. Oh, they're going to run it with him again. Nice blocking again by the Eagles offensive line here to open a very nice hole for Jay Jai. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and that's a good play call. Give your defense some time to rest on the sideline. String a drive together here and hopefully not leave any time for the Bears left on offense.
Not only that, Soden, but with 2 minutes and, coming down to the 2-minute warning, they want to hold on to the ball and not give the Bears any time to retaliate here. So 2nd and 3, they are going to pass the ball here. Wentz is sacked. He's brought down by who else? Khalil Mack.
Yeah, and I believe that's his 36th sack of the season. And Wentz is lucky he didn't fumble the ball on that one. That ball did move a little bit, but he fell on it.
Return of the Mack. And yes, that's another 80s hip-hop R&B reference. So if you didn't think you were going to get at least 2 references on here, too bad. Wide open, number 19 with the reception over the middle as I'm running my jaws there. Carson Wentz with a beautiful pass play, and that's going to get him down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and if you notice, the Eagles are attacking this Bears defense straight up the middle, either with Wentz scrambling or running up the middle or just attacking deep over the middle. Good job.
They did attack that cover 2 defense with the post play, so let's see what they can do here. Carson Wentz in a shotgun, trips formation, gets it off to his, oh no, Jay Jai with the rubber hands. He had it open field. It looked like if he would have caught that, he would have been in for a score.
Yeah, he'd still be running right now, right to the locker room for halftime if he would have caught that.
And it looked like maybe he started to think about running after without catching the ball first. You got to catch that, especially being down 13-0 against this ferocious Bears defense.
Yeah, I think he was looking for Al on the sideline there.
He was. So the coach could tell him to go find himself. Oh, and they bat the ball down. Nice play by the Bears, not allowing that screen to work.
Yeah, if he doesn't knock that down, that play is going for a touchdown as well. There were only 2 defenders back there and 4 blockers.
Absolutely, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 situation at the 20-yard line. If you're the Eagles, are you going to air this out, try to get the first down, or are you going to try to run the ball, maybe run some time down?
I'm going to try to run here myself.
And that's what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball with Ajayi, and for some reason, Ajayi outruns his entire blocking. If he would have went straight up the middle, he had a better chance of picking up that first down. Instead, the Bears are going to have plenty of time. They're going to call a timeout, their first of the half, and they're going to get the ball back with plenty of time to answer whatever the Eagles do here.
That's okay, because Philly needs to get some points and take a breath of fresh air here. It's a new game.
Absolutely. So, and their defense has not looked that bad. The touchdown was their offense letting them down, that pick 6. So, so now we go into a very crucial possession here for the Bears. The Eagles have to stop them, maybe even force a turnover.
Yeah, you got to be careful because you can't be too aggressive here if you're the Bears. If you turn this thing over, the Eagles can get right back into the game before halftime.
So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
I think if I'm Chicago here, I'm going to look for something simple. Tariq Cohen out of the backfield.
Looks like they're coming out in a shotgun formation. They are going to run it, indeed, up the middle. Cohen, that speed of his, man, he can get by the blockers with no problem. They're going to go in no huddle here. 2nd and 1. Trubisky must like what he sees there. Throws it very, very bad errant throw by Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, he needs to set his feet before he throws that pass.
They did go with the 4 verticals on that play. So it's going to bring a very important 3rd and 1. If the Eagles are able to stop them here, they could get the ball back and put some more points on the board.
Oh, great
and they
defense
do
on the
stop
outside.
him. If he didn't make the spin, he potentially had the first down. But instead, Philadelphia is going to get the ball back with just a little bit under a minute to go. 2 timeouts left. If you're Philadelphia, are you going to try to go down and score, or are you going to play this safe and go into the half?
No, you got to try to get some points whenever you can get them, because it looks like they're going to get, decent field position. They're on the 17-yard line. They only really are trying for field goal range here to make it a 1-score game.
Yeah, and maybe go long or something here, just to make the Bears play honest here. So they're going to come out in 5 wide, 2 running backs on the field though. Wentz steps up, avoids Khalil Mack, but doesn't avoid him this time. Khalil Mack with his 2nd sack of the game. Return of the Mack. Return.
Yeah, and you can
of the
sing
Mack.
that. And you can sing it 37 more times, my friend, because that is sack record number 37 on the season for Mr.
And
Mack.
guys, just in case you're wondering, I know there's probably people that are in the league that we're using stock Madden sliders, so all Madden. So no fault of ours. Khalil Mack is just that much of a badass. So we are going into halftime. We want to bring in our live halftime sideline reporter, Al, what are you seeing down at the in the sideline as they do kick off because they didn't listen to us about waiting?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's crazy down here right now with all these Chicago fans, but I did get a chance to speak with Jay Wood, and he said he's still confident tonight and that they got to get their game going and everyone will start to believe that they are true contenders. So he's a confident man.
So what about crowd pleaser? I mean, talking to him, how does he feel? Does he feel very comfortable about this 13-3 lead? What does he feel that he needs to do in the second half to propel them for the win?
I mean, honestly, he thinks that they're doing everything that doing right now. Trubinsky, he said, is still struggling a little bit, and he talked about that earlier on as far as limiting the turnovers. He's been up and down and fumbling. He's kept the ball well. So, I mean, the defense is going now. Mac's getting going. There's not much other than that, he said, other than just keeping Ajayi contained and just keeping with the momentum. That's a good defense.
Absolutely. And Al, I want to thank you. You're doing a great job as our sideline reporter. These guys are able to go back into the game here. Al, you're doing a great job. Keep us up to date on any new findings down there. And if Jay Wood starts eating his hat, definitely let us know.
Yeah, I'll try to get you some pictures.
Exactly. So, all right. While we look at the pause screen, Soden, what is a key for you if you're the Philadelphia Eagles to get back into this game?
Just keep playing Eagle football. Don't turn the ball over, and the Eagles should be okay. Looks like Carson Wentz is completing 54.5% of his passes. He's normally a 60% passer, so he needs to step it up a little bit more.
Yeah, and he looks very kind of like a deer in headlights, especially with Khalil Mack. He's running away from that left side, and he is making sure that Khalil Mack has not been a even more of a force. And I have to say, I know normally you'd say, well, he only has 2 sacks, but honestly, in our league with him having 34 or 35, that's not bad. That's not bad. So I think the young Andre Dillard, the rookie, has done a decent job of holding his own against this all-pro future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% on that. And Carson Wentz also leads the Eagles in rushing right now, so I don't think that stat can continue to stand if the Eagles are going to have a shot in this game.
Absolutely. So, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the Eagles, it looks like we are waiting for Jay Wood. Jay Wood may be putting ketchup on his hat, just about to eat that. After that, I would, honestly, it wasn't a horrible first half, but it could be a lot worse than what it is right now.
Yeah, it really could have. The Eagles made a nice defensive stand at the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. 1st and 10. The Bears get the ball first in the second half. They're going to try to put their lead up even more. Mitch Trubisky wastes no time. Nice route there. Look at Robinson, man. Allen Robinson with a step back, doing the return of the Mac dance, gets the first down at midfield.
I was thinking more Barry Sanders on that one, but I'll go turn of the Mac.
Yeah, that was very impressive by Robinson. One guy that you haven't really heard much about, the all-pro wide receiver here. You've heard more about Taylor Gabriel, so let's see if he gets him in the game more this half. Mitch Trubisky goes long to his tight end, triple coverage, and man, they are lucky.
Oh, he got leveled. He's getting up slow too, Brian. Yeah, he may want to take a play or two off.
Yeah, and I'm very surprised at crowd pleaser, the way he's been playing, that he went long to Trey Burton. Trey Burton, I mean, he's a great tight end, but man, he was in triple coverage there. Not a very smart play. Very fortunate for the Chicago Bears. As we bring up 2nd and 10, he does go to his wide receiver, and the cornerback, great positioning himself, gets the interception. Jalen Mills, they're going to start on their own 8-yard line. Philadelphia with the interception.
Yeah, and he went to the well too many times on that one, Brian. He knew better. He shouldn't have thrown that ball into coverage. Mills just made a great play on the football.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looked like he had the position, and all of a sudden the cornerback kind of runs over to the inside and gets there. So the Eagles start. Look at Ajayi, runs over number 94, but he doesn't get much on the carry there, only 2 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd and long.
Yeah, and if you're the Eagles here, you got the ball back. You got plenty of time left here in the 3rd quarter. Just do your thing. Either a field goal or a touchdown here is perfect because it gets you right back in the game.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8. Eagles are not afraid to go with the run. They are going to come out in a strong set here. 2 tight ends and a fullback. They do toss it to the left. Oh, man, the Bears were ready for that. That's a weak side toss. It looked like he did audible that, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 situation. Roquan Smith, the stud middle linebacker, with the stop there.
Yeah, and he's got great pursuit. That's just a tough play to execute on Roquan Smith.
And guys, once again, I know I've said this before, if you are tuning in, you are watching the SBSL Game of the Week Monday night here only on YouTube. You got myself and Soden on the call. And with that said, Carson Wentz once again with the run, gets the first down, and this puts him in position yet again.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is up to 50 yards running now on 3 or 4 carries.
Got to watch that. Another third down situation. If I'm the Bears, every third down, I'm going to put one of my defensive linemen or linebacker into a quarterback spy there. Play action. Gets it over to the wide receiver who's wide open. Akamura with the it's saving touchdown there. Tackle. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But he does get the tackle. But they do cross midfield. And, man, it looked like he was about to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, that was a great touchdown-saving tackle by
Got me all
Mercura.
flustered there. Prince Akamura playing great. What a tackle there. It could have been a lot worse. Play action yet again. And he is under pressure. Wentz just has to throw it away. Man, this Bears pressure is no joke.
Yeah, that edge pressure is unreal. Carson stood no chance there. He had to get rid of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Not at all. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 situation. Single back formation for the Eagles is Tate. Golden Tate is in the slot, so watch for him. They're going to do a stretch play to Ajayi. Ajayi gets the block, and he's able to pick up some of that. It looks like about 4 yards on the carry there, actually 5 yards. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 situation.
Yeah, Dillard on the left tackle position there, rookie tackle Dillard. He did a great job of blocking and knocking down, pancaking his first guy. Then he picked up the middle linebacker and allowed him to get around the end.
Yeah, so great play by the Eagles, not getting first down, but putting themselves into a nice, safe position here, 3rd and short. They have a lot of options at this point. So 3rd and 5 situation. They are coming out in the shotgun formation. Looks like they do have 3 wide receivers and Zach Ertz to the right in the slot. Plenty of time for, I don't know what he was doing. Throws the interception, and it looks like Tolliver has wide open spaces. Throws up the hands, and he is in for 7. Chicago Bears score yet again.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where he was throwing that football. Threw it right to Tolliver, and he took it to the house.
Yeah, very poor pass by Carson Wentz. He had the drag. It didn't look like he was going to pick up the first down, but he overthrew that horribly. And another pick 6 by the Chicago Bears. What a demoralizing touchdown for this Chicago Bears offense.
Yeah, and now the Eagles trail 20-3 against the league's 2nd-best defense and the top pass rush defense in the league.
And if you're just tuning in, this is not Chicago's offense who's making the plays. It's their defense with the smothering pass rush and horrible passes by Carson Wentz. So 1st down and 10. They are coming out in the bunch shotgun formation here. Carson Wentz has to shake this off and get them back into this game. Nice little comeback route there. Does throw it very nicely. They're going to run a no huddle formation here.
Yeah, they need to get a spark here.
Not no huddle formation, but just a no huddle. Looks like they are bringing the blitz. Carson Wentz does get it off before he gets sacked. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Wentz is going to spend some time in the ice tank tonight.
And it looks like the Bears are not afraid of this passing game. They have been daring the Eagles to go over top. They are trusting their cornerbacks, or they're just really trusting their pass rush to get in very quickly. So regardless, it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 situation. Run the ball, boy. And he gets it to the outside. I don't know why he didn't cut up between the receivers. He only gets 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, it looked like that play was set up to go between the tackle and the guard there, and he broke it outside. I think if he would have went up the middle, he would have got a bigger gain.
He definitely would have. You gotta be able to follow your blockers in this league, because if you don't, you're poised to fail. So 3rd and 8, shotgun formation here. Wins plenty of time. Runs right back into Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack with the 3rd sack of the game.
And number 38 on the season.
38 of the season. Again, we are playing all Madden sliders. Don't shoot the messenger. They are forced to punt. It's going to be 4th and 14. Looks like Cohen breaks it just gets around the defender. There is a flag on the play, and I can't even pronounce that guy's name, but it is on the Bears, so that's going to back them up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was an illegal block on the back on that, and that was a great return that ruined.
Yeah, so they are going to come out in the ace formation here. 2 tight ends. Looks like the Eagles are showing blitz. Gabriel in formation here. It's not another end around. Play action. And he gets it to Gabriel. Oh, and it looks like the Eagles defender almost had the interception there, but instead he bats the ball down.
Yeah, if he catches that, he goes to the house, and we're back, and the Eagles are back in the game. So tough play there, but a good play on defense by the Eagles.
And I want to bring in our sideline reporter, Al Ferreira. Al, what are you learning about Carson Wentz after his second pick six of the game?
Oh, big key point there that you mentioned that you guys talked about it earlier is that the offensive line for the Eagles, coach wanted to let me know that Lane Johnson had moved to left tackle at the halftime. Not sure if that's really helping them right now, but they got to protect him. They got to, it's Khalil Mack. How do you stop that?
Absolutely. Thanks, Al. We go back to the play there. Nice little pass by Trubisky, slant. They're taking advantage of this Eagles' very aggressive zero blitz. So nice call there by the Bears in order to take advantage of that. They are going to be at midfield at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and Taylor Gabriel is closing in on a 100-yard game. He's just 4 yards shy.
And I believe that he's their number one receiver coming into this game, so that's not a shock there.
No, it's not, but he's on 4 catches. He has 96 yards. That's a heck of a game.
Yeah, he was a free agent signing, came out from the Falcons. He's been a nice addition to this offense, helping out this young quarterback. So as they come out in the shotgun formation, the Eagles actually move their line to the left, expecting a run. Cohen with the catch, but the linebacker was waiting for him.
He just laid him out on that one.
And that could have been a lot worse, too. It seems like both offenses are trying to play it a little bit safe by throwing these flats. And, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see the Eagles in a cover 4 defense on that last play. They've been really aggressive up until this point.
Yeah, so it's going to bring a 3rd and 6. Looks like he's got the blitz. Nice blitz, but Trubisky's able to get past it, and he gets the first down. What a play by Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to get sacked back there. He avoided both pass rushers and then had a presence of mind to get the first down.
I don't think my voice has ever got that loud over a 6-yard run. But wow, what a play by Mitch Trubisky to avoid the sack, because that cornerback was closing in fast, and he was able to somehow evade that sack and get the first down. That's the type of plays that you want to see from this young quarterback.
Oh, he got leveled on that one, though.
They tried to get Q with the triple option. That was not going to work. The Eagles were all over that with storming the blitz there. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 as we go into the 4th quarter. You are watching the SBN Game of the Week here on YouTube.
Yeah, we have the number 3 team versus the number 4 team in our power rankings.
Absolutely. So 2nd and 12, play action here. Plenty of time for Trubisky. Nice post route. Gets it down to the 13-yard line. Wow, the Bears are just taking... I'm kind of surprised he had that much time, especially when the Eagles pretty much sent the house.
Yeah, and good job stepping up and delivering an accurate pass over the middle.
So it looks like the Bears, plenty of time. Gets it over to Robinson for the touchdown. Nice vision awareness by the quarterback out of North Carolina.
Yeah, great high point pass. Threw it over the lurking linebacker for the easy touchdown. Nice play.
Great pass. Yeah, you bring up a good point. That was a nice high point pass that was able to make it over the cornerback. When you see plays like that, you just got to love that part of Madden that you're able to do that. So very good play, and it does put them up in a very comfortable lead at this point.
Yeah, the Eagles need a huge spark here. They're down by what, 20, 25, 24 points right now? They need to get some kind of a drive going.
If my
here.
public school math tells me right, they're up. The Eagles are actually down by 24 points. So 1st and 10. It looks like they're coming either in a dollar or the dime formation here. Plenty of time for Wentz. Wentz steps up, but they close in on him. Roquan Smith with the blitz, and he does get the sack. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 16.
Yeah, and it looks like Zach Ertz missed, or Wentz missed Zach Ertz underneath there. He had him for about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
And I have to say, Crowd Pleaser's name is definitely fitting for today. He's definitely pleasing the Chicago crowd. 2nd and 16. Carson Wentz looking up over the top. And it's a flag on the play. He doesn't come down with it, but is it going to be? It is. It's pass interference by Anthony Amos. What a play, keeping the Eagles' hopes alive.
Yeah, and I think if he does not grab the jersey there, I think Jeffrey catches it, and he scores on that play.
Absolutely. So that brings actually a very good drive for the Eagles here. They are going to start on the Bears' 33-yard line after that pass interference call. Shotgun all the way for the Eagles as they are in survival mode. Gets the drag route to Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz gets to the 26-yard line. They're going no huddle. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, they need a big play here.
So 2nd and 3, they need to put some points on the board, preferably a touchdown, definitely a field goal. And man, Carson Wentz seems to have he's been off this entire game.
Yeah, he's hearing footsteps back there with Khalil Mack chasing him down. He had plenty of time back there to throw that, and he just threw an errant pass.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. As the Bears look like they're going to try to play it safe. There's 5 wide. No running back behind Wentz there, beside Wentz. Wentz rolls out to the right. Almost gets sacked yet again. And boy, the pressure was coming, this time off the right side.
Yeah, and he's lucky that wasn't a fumble. He just got that arm moving forward.
So that's going to bring up a 4th and 3, and they are going to go for it. Very smart. At this point in the game, you got to score a touchdown. 3 points really isn't going to do anything for you. They're pressing on the receivers. 5 wide yet again for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, nice read there with the slant and the first down.
Nice touch pass to Zach Ertz.
Absolutely. So, nice play there. They did see that they were pressing the line. He was able to call the slant there. 1st and 10. Well, I don't know what he was doing there because that was a horrible pass and almost intercepted yet again.
Yeah, and he was just watching the quarterback's eyes. Wentz never took his eyes off him and just threw right into coverage.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 at the 18-yard line. The Eagles have to score a touchdown here. You don't have to make it all up in one play, but you got to get some yards on this play.
Yeah, watch the blitz here, Brian.
As the Bears have been blitzing all game, throws it up to his wide receiver, overthrows it, and man, that was kind of a ballsy move there by Carson Wentz.
That's a tough play call there because they had underneath coverage. It would have taken a perfect throw and a perfect catch to complete that one.
As we bring up a 3rd and 10, Chicago up 27-3. A little under 6 minutes left. There's still time left, but Carson Wentz has got to do something. They got to score here. They got to score a touchdown. No ands, ifs, or buffs about it. Gets it over to the angle route. Jay Ajayi in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Philadelphia
Yeah, I think
Eagles.
he changed his rubber hands out on that one.
Yes. Great read there. The Bears have been playing man blitz and also the cover 2. Great play there because that angle route does, even with Roquan Smith, one of the best coverage linebackers, it does bring an open running back here. So he does throw the ball, almost intercepted again. For some reason, the Eagles had nobody going over the middle.
Yeah, it looked like Ajayi and the wide receiver ran into each other on that route.
So they're going to come out in an onside kick here. Looks like the Bears are able to pick it up. I want to bring in our sideline reporter one more time in this game, during this game. Al Ferreira, what's Jay Wood said about that last drive?
He's not happy, obviously, with that. They're making too many mistakes. They're not protecting the quarterback. Pretty much the game plan is just, gone to shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be
His
happy
words.
that they did score the touchdown, but yeah, as you pointed out, they have been they've just been very erratic this entire game. I mean, is there any possible way at this point that he may take out Carson Wentz just to kind of protect him going forward?
No signs of it. I haven't seen anybody warming up here on the sidelines or anything like that. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, he hasn't led me to believe that that's going to be the case. I mean,
all right, thanks, Al. We'll touch back with you later. If you do hear anything, let us know. They did fumble the ball there, but the Bears were able to get it back. That brings up a 3rd and 5 situation there. How do you? I mean, you know, Carson Wentz has kind of looked bad this game. I mean, does that have any cause of concern for you, Soden, kind of going forward?
Well, a good pass rush will do that to you, Brian. That's, you know, one of our keys to the game, and a big face mask there by the Eagles defense.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, the Eagles just have nothing going their way. I don't know if they did turn on the aggressive tackling, but definitely not what you want to see if you were Jay Wood and this Philadelphia Eagles team. So Trubisky's going to start in great field position. I'm kind of surprised they did go with that onside kick. I felt like they had a little bit of time to maybe stop and force a punt, but at this point, as long as they don't fumble the ball, they're going to come away with some points here. As Jordan Howard carries the ball to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and again, back on that pass rush, that Bears pass rush, I mean, if you do not get time for any quarterback back there, it's just gonna make you look bad.
Yeah, so looks like the run to Jordan Howard yet again, but they do stuff the line, and man, I'll tell you, Fletcher Cox has had a great ball game, man. This guy is all over the field. He's really disrupted this run up the middle. He's only got 2 tackles, but just what you know, it's not just in the stats, but it's what he's provided this Eagles defense. And I'll tell you, man, as the Eagles lick their wounds going into the next week, they have nothing to be, this Eagles defense has nothing to be ashamed of. They played pretty much great the entire game.
Yeah, and I don't know, this is more of a moral stop for the Eagles.
And it looks like Trubisky's running up the middle. Very surprising that you would put your prize quarterback in a situation like that, especially up 27-9. You know, could have got hurt there, but they are going to kick the field goal here. Kind of surprised they put their quarterback in the position there.
Well, they do call him crowd pleaser.
But, you know, I tell you, watching Jay Wood, he's got nothing to be ashamed about. This is a very good Bears team. You know, if anything, I've watched the way this guy plays. I mean, going forward, he's definitely going to be someone to reckon with in this NFC, even though he was not able to make this a better game. I tell you, man, if there is one person that you can take away from this, you know, the one person I kind of go back to is when we had You're Blessed. I mean, You're Blessed got blown out by the Miami Dolphins, and after that, I think he went on a tear. Pulling off like 5 or 6 straight wins. So if you're Jay Wood, you've got to be able to, you know, hang your head on the fact that your defense played great.
Yeah, mistakes really killed Jay Wood in this game. You know, those 2 pick sixes really changed the complexion of this game.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10, Eagles are trying to muster up some offense here. Nice pass, and boy, I'll tell you, another player on the Eagles team that has had a great game. And that is Zach Ertz. As Nick Foles enters the game, I didn't even notice that. Probably a smart move by the Eagles.
Yeah, I think they fooled Big Al on that one, too.
Yeah. Well, Al did, you know, in all fairness, Al did say that they could be pulling him later, but they had no word on that, nobody warming up. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Nick Foles trying to clean this game up. Maybe try to go for a touchdown and get a moral victory there. Throws it up, and it is intercepted by Callahan. Bryce Callahan running the ball, and he just falls down. Wow, what an interception by the Chicago Bears. And I'll tell you, man, I am glad I am not playing in this NFC.
Yeah, I mean, it was one-on-one on the outside. You know, you're late in the game. You're down by a gazillion points. I understand why you throw it up. Just a great play by the Bears defense.
Yeah, and they have played lights out this entire game here. As the Eagles try to strip the ball away, they're going to call a timeout. I think they want the ball back one more time as the Bears try to chew the clock here. I mean, if you're the
Yeah,
Bears,
and
go ahead.
if I'm Philly here, I just try to get out of this thing without any injuries.
Yeah, and I don't think either team has had yet to have. Oh gosh, you got to be kidding me! I was just about to say either team has yet to have an injury, and then somebody gets injured. So I knew that was going to happen as soon as we mentioned injuries.
Yeah, and as soon as he took a timeout too.
Yeah, that's tough. So Jordan Howard, man, they open that up like the Red Sea. Gets it all the way past the 50-yard line. They do not want to give the Eagles the ball back. They want to come out of this game. Oh man, dislocated elbow. I want to go to Al. Even though it's late in the game, Al, just give us a quick heads up about this injury. What are you hearing?
He came off not such good shape, dislocated elbow, as you mentioned, and we're going to have to get a word from that later on as to if he was going to be out any longer. He might be able to return, but it's doubtful at this point with this much time to go and this many points down.
Yeah, and then they wisely sit him. Thanks for the update there, Al. As we're talking, yet another injury for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jay Wood, I'm sorry. I know I jinxed you, brother. As Howard gets the first down, that is going to close out the game. Bruised sternum for Michael Jenkins. Soden, you bring up no injuries, and then these two happen. I mean, the Eagles have, man, it just not went their way at all this game.
No, sometimes you have to know when to fold them. You're down 30-9 with a couple minutes left in the game. Just take it to the end of the game. Just live to play another down.
Yeah. So, yet again, thanks for blowing up the chat tonight, guys. I've been reading the comments, great comments and everything, great showing. I think at one point we had like 15 viewers. I want to thank everybody that had that showed up today. I'm going to throw this up there one more time. I want to thank Soden for joining me on the call as I was your play-by-play commentator. This is a little bit older of a picture. This is back in the days when I was getting a lot of tail and I was single and drinking beer and all that stuff. And I just pulled one of Soden's pictures. So I want to thank everybody for watching today. This has been such a fun game to call. I wish it was a little bit closer. Seems like our broadcast, man, bring out some of the biggest topsy-turvy games, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but again, it's a rookie coach, so rookie coaches on prime time are now 1-1.
Yeah, and guys, don't leave just yet, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a little post-game show. We're going to bring on Al, kind of talk about what he saw from both teams and what he heard from both coaches going forward, and we are going to kind of talk about that now. So, with that being said, I mean, tell me, I mean, obviously this is not what the Eagles wanted to do here. I mean, moving forward, I mean, you got to look at this Bears team, man. Like, now they're going in tied with the Seattle Seahawks. If you were to guess right now between those two guys, and they're both fantastic users. I mean, I got to say, Taco is one of the best users I've seen. Crowd pleaser, same. Who would you give the upper hand to at this point?
I've seen crowd pleaser play. He was just a few plays short of a Super Bowl in Soden Bowl versus a very good T. Hoyt owner who went on to win the Super Bowl. So crowd pleaser coming in. Let's not forget he took over a Bears team, about quarter of the way through the season. So, he's still kind of getting used to the Sim League himself, and he's starting to peak at the right time. So I like the Bears, and I like Taco and the Seahawks.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, man, this Bears defense is smothering. Coming into the game, they were almost second in like every category defensively, and obviously having a guy that's almost got 40 sacks, which is absolutely ridiculous at this point. But man, this NFC is fun to watch, and I still, I do not count out the Eagles. I just think he had a bad game. He's such a good user. He actually swept the Cowboys, Triple Aries, man. And Aries is a great user, too. So, you look at this Eagles team. I mean, the way that we look at it now, both teams, it looks like the Seahawks and the Bears are going to sit at 11-3. The Eagles are going to drop to 9-5. And, I mean, the NFC is really anybody's taking right now, as we look at that NFC playoff race.
Yeah, and let's not jump the gun here either. As the story goes with Madden, just a couple plays here and a couple plays there really sets the tone of the game. So a couple bad breaks, maybe a couple bad reads for Jay Wood, and the game could be different.
I have to tell you, this is so exciting. I'm not even kidding. I'm reading the chat, and guess who's in the chat right now? Without looking, guess who's in the chat right now? Don't look.
I don't know. Who?
T. Hoyt, man. Tyler Hoyt. And I love this. This is such a badass answer. He's like, the question is, are you ready to get T. Hoyt 51 back? Yes, we're ready to get back. Get your butt back into the league, man. We miss you. So get back in here. Guys, this has been such a cool thing. Before we leave, let's talk to Al. Al, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
So, after talking to Crowd Pleaser, how does he feel about this win and, his chances against the Seahawks?
Man. Yeah, I asked him, I said, there was a lot of talk between you guys this week, and what's something you want to let everybody know? And your man's, a reference to Mr. Soden, man's, he came with his own microphone and had an interview with me after the game. He's like, I like Jay Wood's confidence. I watch his games. He plays very sim, no cheesy bullshit, and all the talk is just friendly competition. But having said that, Jay Wood is just like another one of my Madden opponents. He's not even on my level. And tonight, he humbled him, and finally, the SBSL will be on notice. And that's why now I'm 10-1. And he drops his mic and leaves.
Now let me add that's awesome. That's kind of poetic, especially. Yeah, you're right. A lot of guys that are just joining us that are not in the league, you miss some great trash talk. I gotta say they kept it very civil, but it was nice. It was really cool to see Jay Wood. He said good game afterwards. He took it completely well. Jay Wood is going to be back. Were you able to speak to Jay Wood? I mean, did he give you any type of interview after the game?
Yeah, I was able to get with him before I was with Crowd Pleaser as he was celebrating with his team on a big win tonight. But Jay Wood is a very confident person. He was confident tonight going into the game, and he just wanted everyone to know that he is here to make a statement. And, he was hoping for a victory tonight, from his Eagles. But he is here to let everyone know that not everyone's on the bandwagon right now, but they better start believing in the Eagles.
They better start believing in the Eagles, and I like that. You're absolutely right. The Eagles are definitely a force to be reckoned with. I don't think that this is the last time we see them in a primetime game. As we look here, I do have the graphics up for our Daddy Leagues page. You could see here the NFL, the NFC, and the AFC playoff race. Everything is pretty much up to date, other than a few games. Oakland earlier was able to pull off a very good win. They sit at the number 2 position. Jacksonville Jaguars, after they were able to beat the Saints, they sit at number 1 at 11-3. And then you've got Raging Cajun himself. Yes, that Raging Cajun, sitting at number 3 in the AFC at 9-4. Being able to, hopefully overtake one of those teams and get that number 2 seed. Then you got Miami Dolphins. And then Soden, your Denver Broncos. After that 11-3 record, there is literally 5 teams at 9-4.
Yeah, and the Broncos really got outplayed in Denver by a very, very good Kansas City Chiefs team. Shout out to Swing on D's. Just a brilliant job. He swept the Denver Broncos on the season series.
Now, as we look at the on the bubble teams, okay, so we've got the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. That wasn't a very good impression, but you know what I was trying to go with. And then just to Bueno, man, that dude is awesome. I love watching him play. Sitting at 8-5 with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then you've got Kansas City Chiefs at 7-6. If you were to guess out of one of those 3 teams, because I don't think the Bengals even have a shot at 6-7, at one of those 3 teams, who do you think has a chance of picking up that 6th seed?
I think that I'm not quite sure on that one. The 6th seed. I honestly think it's going to go to Denver. To be honest with you.
So you're sitting at 9-4 in the 5th seed. I think the Colts did lose this week too. So, you okay? So if you get the 6th seed, who do you think is going to get the 5th seed if the Colts? Now, keep in mind, one of the big storylines in this league is that Andrew Luck is out for the year. He's going to have to roll and rely on Jacoby Brissett. I think that's it, right? Jacoby Brissett. That's your boy.
Yeah,
right?
and he's really struggled as of late too. I still think the Colts will come home with the 5 seed.
So I do play the Colts next week. I am the Jacksonville Jaguars, so that's going to be huge. Huge game. Maybe we can put another broadcast together. You guys broadcast my game with You're Blessed. Hopefully he doesn't kick my ass like last time. So we got the AFC taken care of. Let's look at the NFC once again. That's the 2 teams that we're playing here. You've got the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. We were talking about the Panthers. Another big storyline in the NFC is that Zeke Elliott is out for the year. Now, Aries seems to think that that's going to completely derail any type of chance that he has. What do you think? Do you think the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs even without Zeke?
No. Without
Wow.
Zeke, I don't think the Cowboys have a shot. I think the Eagles are going to get that division, and then you're going to see somebody else in the wild card.
I still think he's got that division, man. I know the Aries has been playing. It's kind of rough as of late, man, but he's such a great user. I watch him play games. I think he's just had a downside so far. He's had some games not go his way, but still a great user. I think he's going to get that number 6 seed. Now the New Orleans Saints have been struggling as of late, and then you got the Green Bay Packers. So 2 teams that are sitting there at 8-6. Not sure what the Falcons did this week, but they could be 8-6 as well. If you were to guess out of the Saints, Packers, and Falcons, who do you think's going to make it?
Saints, Packers, or Falcons. So we have Jared Crow or Bearded Dragon. Falcons is your Mamza, which he can play some elite football from time to time. And then who is the other one?
So you got the Green Bay Packers 8-6, Saints 8-6, and then your mom's 7-6. I don't know if he's won this week, so.
Okay, so the Packers are currently open right now, right? I don't think the Packers have been claimed. I see T. Hoyt in the chat right now looking for a team.
That would be a perfect. He actually had them. They were the. Yeah, I was going to say big Packers fan, and he also. When we started the SBSL, he was the Packers. He had a couple things go on, so he had to leave the league. But that would be a great team, T. Hoyt, for you to come back and take. So I'll tell you right now, if he comes back and takes the Packers, they're going to the playoffs. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it.
Yeah, I agree. Hoyt is a absolute animal in Madden.
Yeah, he's such a great user, man. And I know him and Crowd Pleaser have a little bit of history and some rivalry going on there. In SB, they were both in the same division. We look at the power rankings. It has the Seattle Seahawks at number 1, Jags 2, Bears 3, Eagles 4, Raiders number 5, Baltimore Ravens number 6, Dallas Cowboys number 7, Miami Dolphins number 8, your Denver Broncos at number 9, and you're blessed with the Indianapolis Colts at number 10. Let's take a look at some of the leaders here. If you were to look at the leaders, right, like stats leaders, who do you think has the jump for the player, MVP of the league?
Is this aside from Khalil Mack?
Yeah, it could be anybody. It could be Khalil Mack.
Yeah, it's going to be Khalil Mack. I mean, let me put it to you this way: Khalil Mack has more sacks. So the Bears' defense is ranked number 2. Okay. My Denver Broncos are ranked number 1 in defense, and by a mile. Okay. Now, Khalil Mack has more sacks than my entire team combined.
Well, you know what's funny is Khalil Mack has, I think, 38 now after this game. Frank Clark is in second with 18. I mean, look at the jump.
He's just about doubled them.
So, okay, let's take him out of the equation. Obviously, he's the obvious answer here. If he doesn't take the MVP, who else has a chance at that?
So Derek Carr is playing really good. Tom Brady's also having a pretty good season. Let me look at the stats here real quick. I know I've played Derek Carr already, and he's just lights out. He's slinging the ball all around like crazy. So to me, my toughest opponent it probably has been Derek Carr or the running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, Jacobs, the rookie.
Yeah.
He's having a fantastic year too, but I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't see him winning MVP.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if he's gonna be in I think the only rookie that could get that MVP would be Devin White. He does lead the league in sacks and interceptions and tackles. That was a great pickup by Seahawks. I know he hasn't played a lot this season. He's had some stuff going on. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks because you do bring up a good point. You're talking about a guy that Derek Carr that's only thrown 15 interceptions, 27 touchdowns. So that's pretty big there because the other guys, you talk about Aaron Rodgers, he's had 28 touchdowns, but he's also thrown 21 interceptions. So Tom Brady has a nice little stat line as well. So I mean, you're right. I mean, it could be anyone. I think Khalil Mack it's really his to lose, to be honest with you. But anything's possible at this point. Is there anything?
Yeah, and to me,
go ahead.
Tom Brady's had a good year at number 2, but I mean his team's not even close to the playoffs right now, so you have to remove him from the equation. Aaron Rodgers is having a pretty good season. The Packers are doing okay. To me, Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders have been the talk of the league. I know they did slump for a little while about midseason. They lost a couple games that they probably shouldn't have. But if you look at what the Oakland Raiders have on offense, from a depth chart standpoint, without any stats, you wouldn't think they're a first place team right now, and they are.
You know what's crazy about look at the so I have their overall up on the screen here. I don't think there's been any user that has done so much with such a bad team with so little. He's got a 67 overall team, and he's literally I think he's got that division so far. And like you said, man, he's played great defense, great offense. Even like having that offensive line has to be like below 70 or close to it. So yeah, he's got such a great stat line with that team. And he's got that offense, man. Like you cannot play the Raiders. You can't load the box on him. He loves going over the top. So it's like, do you play safe? Do you go after him? It's like, and you actually did a great job in the first half of your first game with him. And that could be another game we look at.
Yeah, no, I was winning that game right up into the fourth quarter. He adjusted. He started to take the defense over the top. He scored on consecutive drives, and he ended up pulling out a 17-13 win.
Yeah, it's such a great and you did really hold him to probably his season low that game because you did your defense is ferocious. So let's go to your defense real quick. I do want to point out that your defense is pretty much number 1 across the board. I mean, not pretty much across the board. It is number 1 across the board. First in points allowed, only 8 points a game. Damn, you're stingy.
That's the key. That's the key, man.
You're like Scrooge McDuck, man. Like sliding around
shutouts.
his gold and shit, right?
Yeah, 6 shutouts will really help that average. I think the most points I've given up all year has been to your Jaguars and to the Bears week 1. I've given up 20 points twice this season.
Wow. But I mean, you've had some shutouts which have kind of held your point total in check. First in total yards, you're allowing less than 200 yards, like 200 yards a game, which is incredible. Passing yards, you're only allowing 125, which is just absolutely insane. Now I'm wondering, should I have traded you AJ Bouye and Telvin Smith? I mean, I wanted to get younger, but man, you've done a great job with them. And then I want to go check my Jags out just to kind of look here. It looks like my offense is doing pretty good. I'm putting up 27 points a game, first in total yards, third in passing, fourth in rushing, trying to keep that, that level balanced offense. So it's been fun, man. As we close out here, I know we've been going for a while here. Is there anything that you want to touch on or anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, so a lot of you new owners in the league, or Jay Wood, some of you guys that just got here, you're looking for some advice. From Alpha, who is about the best at mixing up his plays on offense and defense. But you look at your stats, passing and running. I mean, you can win either way. You look at the Bears today. The Bears did a fantastic job of mixing up their play calls, mixing up the defense. You really got to find other ways to win. You just can't come at somebody throwing the deep ball all the time. You just can't win with just the run. You got to be able to mix it up, guys. So my advice into the last part of this season, those teams that can mix up the game and they can win multiple ways, that's who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, man. If you're one-dimensional in this league, you are going to get exposed because there's too many good users in here that have good defenses that watch these streams. If you are one of these guys that just pass and that's it, or just run and that's it, you better start learning how to do the other because if you are predictable in this league, you will get shut down and you will get shut down fast. So great point there. One thing I want to touch on, guys, I do want to thank everybody in the league. I want to thank everybody for getting their games in. You guys have done a great job. There's been a couple users that have been kind of dragging feet here a little bit. We will probably start replacing some of these guys. So if you are interested in joining the Soden Bowl League, Soden, tell them how they can join.
So the easiest way to join, guys, is to just go to sodenbowl.com.
And I'm bringing that up, by the way.
So sodenbowl.com/welcome, our welcome page. That will step you through the process. It's super easy. We have an application for you to fill out. If you don't have the time to fill out the application, don't join the league because we don't have time for you. We're not going to put, all this kind of effort into something that you don't take serious enough to fill out an application that takes you about 80 seconds to fill out.
And I'll pull that up because it's literally like when he says that, it's not like we have it's not like application to join Microsoft to work for them or Google or something. I mean, this literally is like a page. It's not even a page. It's pretty easy. And that's one of the things, guys. You have no idea. I wish the guys that are on the fence about joining, or the guys that are with us right now and that aren't really playing a lot of their games or whatnot, or thinking about leaving. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to leave. We have so many cool things lined up that we are going forward. I swear, Soden and I bounce ideas off each other daily. I mean, it's like, hey, well, how would you feel about doing this? Hey, that's great, man. And then we just add on from each other. We have so many things going on for Madden 19 right now, but going forward, Madden 20, we got so many cool things that we want to bring you. It's a great place to be. We are only getting stronger. We did do away with our just a regular Soden Bowl League. We want to focus everything, all of our time and resource on the SBSL. If you want to join or get on the waiting list, go to the welcome page. And I am actually on the application right now. Literally all you have to do is fill out your gamer tag, your age, how you heard about us. Why do you want to be here? Why do you want to be in a place like this that does full immersive gaming? How can you make this better? What kind of skills you have? I swear to God, if you put, because I'm very good at Madden, I'm very competitive, I will smack the shit out of you. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see that. That just makes us not want to pick your application. I don't care if you don't have any skills as far as like graphics or media or anything like that. Being active in the chat, going and not even advertising, but just follow, liking and sharing our stuff on social media, just being a good sim owner and just bringing a good attitude is probably worth more than any type of graphics that you can ask for. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. It's a great community. Again, we've been around since 2009, so a lot of history. We listen to what you guys say, like Brian said. If there's not a team open, if you just want to come hang out, come join us in the chat. If you look at the welcome page at the very bottom, there's a link to our Discord.
Yeah.
Come talk with us. Come offer ideas.
Yep. And Al isn't even in the league. He's actually a part of the media team. He's kind of burnt out on the Madden side of it, but man, it's so cool to, he'll send me a picture like, hey, I have an idea for this. I have an idea for this. We actually, I love this league because we actually help inspire each other. I mean, like Al will send me a picture. I'm like, man, I'm like, and it inspires me. Same with Soden, and I think we all do that for each other. We're just a very big community. We're getting a golf league going. I mean, if you have games that you like to play, like NBA 2K, we can get a 5-man squad going or whatever. Battlefield, I know a lot of guys like Battlefield. This is such a cool community to be a part of. We love having mature adults in here, but we can all be knuckleheads. I mean, there's probably not more of a knucklehead than myself, but like I said, it's literally like 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. If you don't have time to fill out a 1-minute application, you're right. Soden's right. We don't want you. No offense. It's just, we want guys that want to put time in. And I'll tell you, man, who did it right. Jay Wood. Jay Wood came to us and said, what teams are open? We said, hey, man, there's no teams open. Hang out. We'll get you a team. And I'll be damned if he didn't just join that chat like he knew everybody in there. I mean, wouldn't you say? Like, he just went in there and just took it over,
He did, and very professional. And that's what we're looking for. We don't want guys that cause drama. No drama queens in this league. Go play in another league if you want to do that crap. But
that's right.
We like to chat. We like to poke fun. Don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna be a drama queen, go play elsewhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we gosh, this game makes us all so mad at times. I mean, there's times when it's funny because Soden probably gets tired of me. Like, man, I'm so pissed at this game. And he does the same with me. We vent to each other. But at the end of the day, man, we see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is just developing a community that can be there for each other, have fun. If this is your first time watching, we have which is a really cool thing. Not a lot of leagues have this, and I don't know of any that have it like as extensive as we have it. But we have a rewards page. If you go down and look at the points, it actually tells you get points for playing your game, having a good sim rating. You get points for doing graphics. You get points for referrals. If you know somebody that wants to be in a league, man, and they stick around for a certain amount of games, you get points for that. Go ahead.
Last week, the top 10 all get 100 points.
Yeah,
everybody in my top 10.
So tell them a little bit more about the rewards page and the marketplace before we close out here.
So you're looking at the rewards page. Again, like Brian said, any content you get rewarded for. You get rewarded for various accolades. Tournaments in the future. Just basically being active. And then these reward points, if you look, you have a market and you have a total. So the total is, you look at mine, I have 3,100 points right now for a total SBP. That is how much I've accumulated over my career. Then you look at my marketplace. That's what I haven't spent. Now, what's that? Well, if you have these points, I mean, what good is a leaderboard if you can't use it to your advantage? So your marketplace points, your market SBP, there's actually a link for the marketplace.
I'm going to go to
You can click into the marketplace, and I'm sure Alpha will click into the marketplace here for me.
It's already in there.
So you load up the marketplace here, and currently we have 4 things you can purchase. As you can see, we have some future use. These are suggestions too that a lot of our owners will suggest. So you can get a dev increase to star. So you can purchase that for 1,000 points. It's only allowed on 1 player per team per season. You can get this one's cool, the regression nullification. So we all hate how players regress in Madden. Some of them are horrid. Well, for 1,000 points, you can nullify that regression. So it's really good for you to be active because you can nullify some of these aging veterans and they can still become serviceable for you. And then player ability addition. Another good one. You can move a guy to clutch. You can unlock the swim move, etc., etc. So that's 500. Additional trade. This one here that Alpha's highlighting. This one's huge. In our rules, we only allow 3 off-season trades or 2 during the season trades. Once you hit that cap, you're done. Now, unless you unlock the additional trade allowance. So again, then your number doesn't count. You get 1 additional trade per 500 points you spend on that. Now, how do you purchase these? Well, that is your marketplace points. But when you look under the SBSL link, there's actually a purchase application. So then you would click that and you would select what you want and answer the questions, submit it, and we take care of it for you.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. And guys, just keep in mind where it says future use, we've been mulling over some really cool stuff. I mean, if you're in the league and you're like, hey, man, I'd like to be able to use it for this or that. I mean, within reason, the star ability has been kind of a controversial thing. You're only going to be able to do it once a season, and I'll be honest with you, man, it's going to be so hard to get those points. I'm not going to use it for next season. I just wanted to get one guy up. I think you used it. It's hard to get those points, so it's not like you just build them up and you're like, oh, I can turn 3 guys into stars. It's not like that. It's not that easy. We just want to make it more interesting, and honestly, what this does, it makes people want to step up more. Because if you're just, and again, if you're this guy, don't take offense because you're fine. If you come and check out when we advance, look who you play, send a message, hey, can you play? I can play Tuesday. Great, let's put it in there. You play your game, then you go back and you just do the rinse, cycle, repeat, do the same thing. That's fine. You're not going to get any points, but as long as you're a good user and stuff, that's you get what you put out. If you want to step up and you want to be staff, you want to step up and you want to do media, you want to step up and you want to recruit, guys. This is your chance. This is your chance to get on board with this. So we're putting the tools right back into your hands. So it's fun. We've kind of rambled on here, but it's such a fun community. We're both super, super excited and passionate about this. Probably passionate to the point that we're probably our wives are getting tired of us somewhat. So, but no,
I do have a correction for you, Brian.
Okay.
If you play your game on time, you schedule your game, you do get 10 points. You do get 10 SBP. However, if you are simmed or you're dictated a loss, you lose 25 points.
Okay. Well, so there you go. And it's really cool. Soden updates us once a week. And also the total SBP is going to go towards your Madden 20 team selection. So if you want to be a part of this and you want to, because obviously I personally believe that with all the flack that EA has gotten, they're going to step up in 2020 and make a very good game. You better jump on now and be a part of this. It's not the best game to play right now and people don't, but I'm telling you, man, jump in, be a part of this, start earning points. Because guess what? When Madden 20 comes, we're going to do a live team draft. It's going to be pretty badass. If you've watched our rookie draft, it's going to be better than that. So just keep that in mind, fellas, as we close out here. Again, thank you for everyone that viewed today. I think, like I said, we were up to like 15 views at one point. I want to thank
68, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I want to thank Al for being a sideline reporter. Hopefully he'll do that more in the future. He does such a fantastic job. Soden, as always, you are such a fantastic caller commentator. You and I flow really well, I feel. And everyone watching, and Jay Wood and Crowd Please, you guys did great. I want to thank you guys all for coming, and I hope you enjoy this intro that we do. I'm going to play it one more time for you before we leave. Is there any final thoughts that you want to say before we part?
No, just an outstanding job, guys. It's been an honor.
It has. So with that being said, thanks everybody. We will see you next time. Thanks for joining the Soden Bowl Game of the Week.